Hi, Crystal Balls. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. For everybody else, thank you so much for being on this journey with me, especially my Patreons. So I just want to take a moment and let you know that I'm filming this on Christmas Eve, which is why I have Santa Claus on today. So I felt like I would be a little festive. Um, we are going to do predictions today for 2026 in no particular order. I did do extensive meditation and tarot card readings on this. So I have a list over here. So if I keep looking over here, I'm reading my list. So I apologize if that bothers anybody, but I got to read my list. Um Also, if I didn't cover something that you wanted covered or you have questions about, please feel free to put that in the comments and let me know because I would be happy to predict those certain things. So, before we get started, I want to let you know that 2026 is the beginning of a new cycle, a brand new cycle that we are ending a 9-year cycle and beginning a brand new one. So, what does that mean? It's a numerology term. So 2026, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So we are at a 1 year, and that means time to start over again. So this will be a beginning and an end to a lot of things this year. And saying that, let's go into our first prediction, which is there's going to be a lot of new relationships this year, but a lot of broken ones too. So there's going to be a lot of people who have been struggling to find love that are going to find it this year. This is time. It's a new cycle. You're ready for it. They are ready for it. So this is going to be your time to meet someone new this year. Now, I'm not saying, it's going to be January, but I believe sometime in 2026, you're going to meet your person. For breakups are going to happen with people who are on the 9-year cycle. That means that they've been together for 9 years. If they don't break up, they're going to be in an impasse, sorry. And going to be deciding what they're going to do next in their relationship, and it's going to be difficult. They might break up for a little while and get back together, or they might choose to go their separate ways. But I do see a lot of people who are together that 9-year mark are going to face breakups. It's not just romantic relationships either. I believe there's going to be business partnerships that are going to break up, and things of that extent. Other relationships that you have in your life, you might break up with your dentist. It's just that cycle and that energy. So a lot of endings, a lot of new beginnings. That being said, I do see a drop in marriages and I do see a drop in birth rates. So 2026 is going to have people who are going to live together, and people choosing not to get married, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is going to be kind of a statement that is monetary. They are thinking about taxes. They're thinking about money. Especially people who are disabled. If they get married, they lose their disability. And there are going to be people who find out about this for the first time, protesting and being very angry about it and standing up for their rights. So I just see a decline in marriages. I also see a decline in birth rates. And there has been a steady decline in the last few years, I believe. I'm not a scientist. or a census, but um I swear I've heard that. It's going to be even more so in 2026, but it's not a bad thing. Our planet can only handle so much, and we have been filling it to the brim. So, birth rates dropping is actually not a bad thing. Um, Unfortunately, with diseases, I'm seeing a rise in cancer, especially between the ages of 20 to 35. No, those are the numbers that I got. Um, I'm not a doctor, but please take care of yourself and listen to your body. Go get your checkups done and all that good stuff. Advocate for yourself. I know that's one of the hardest things to do is advocation for yourself. Um, but please, please, please just take care of yourself. Um, AI will become more involved in 2026. And of course, we know that, but I'm talking about by the end of the year, life looking very much like the movie I, Robot, where you're going to have a robot in your household and it's going to become a a situation where they sell it to the elderly to have companionship and to have somebody being able to do chores, and maybe keeping them in their home instead of going to a nursing home situation. um it's going to very much sell to the elderly, and I believe by August to November 2026, you're going to see this becoming more of a normal thing. And after the elderly get their robots, you're going to start seeing other people get theirs too. Um, so Skynet is happening, folks. iRobot is happening. Can't do much to stop it because it's already out of control. I could do another video on AI if you guys want me to. If you do, drop it down in the comments. Um, Another thing for 2026 is animal rights are going to be taken more seriously. They have started to already, but I think that animal rights are going to be a heated topic this year, especially when it comes to lab testing, especially to beagles. And I have a Beagle Jack Russell Terrier, so and I love Snoopy, so you know how much that means to me. A lot. And you're going to see corporations and makeup places and um other places that use animal testing really get held accountable for doing that and forced to find an alternative way to test their products. Another kind of odd prediction that I have for 2026 is there's going to be a shortage on soybeans. Just soybeans. I didn't get corn, I didn't get any other sort of crop, just soybeans. And I don't know if it's because of drought or flooding or something very specific happening to soybeans, but um it's going to happen. And it is going to affect a lot of people. So please keep your farmers in your thoughts and send them good vibes because this is going to be odd and difficult. Um, Another thing that I predict for 2026 is minimum wage will rise. However, minimum wage is only going to rise between $1.99 and $5. We are not going to see the increase of $15 or $20 for a minimum wage. They just will not do it. So, yep, get ready to have a few more dollars in your pocket that really aren't going to amount to much. Um, Sorry. Um, I also see a big increase in small businesses, home-based businesses, things like that. I feel like people are going to find their own footing and be able to compete with some of these bigger stores and be able to get a lot of traction. So if you're thinking about starting a small business or home-based business, this is the year to do it. Um Interestingly enough, I think we're going to find in 2026 Cleopatra's bones. I think they have been so close to finding them that they're just steps away from it, and I believe they're going to find her bones in 2026. Um Unfortunately, I see a lot of wildfires happening this year, and it's going to be terrible. And it's going to start by some human that did something stupid like smoking or not putting out a campfire, um, ignoring burn orders, things like that. It's going to happen because of a human. So that's very unfortunate. And again, it's part of the cycle of life. Things have to burn down in order for them to grow. So this is going to be a very challenging year. It's going to be very good, but it's going to be very challenging. Um, I see people really waking up and consuming things that are good for your highest self. So people are going to consume less media. Um, I think people are going to rely on smaller sources of media, like YouTube, things like that for their news. And um you will see a shift in people eating healthier and seeing a shift in what you personally consume. And that could be, alcohol, tobacco, whatever. Um, there's going to be a lot of people becoming sober this year. So the stuff that you consume, no matter what sense you're using, it's going to be for your higher self. So that's going to be healing, and that's going to be a positive thing. So good job. um we're going to hear in 2026 a lot more about boys being kidnapped. Boys being kidnapped don't get a lot of attention, and a lot of boys, unfortunately, are victims of human trafficking. So we have to be aware of what is going on with these missing boys. But it's becoming a huge problem. And it's something that we need to realize as a society. And I think this is a year for it to happen. Yes, girls are getting kidnapped too, and that's not going to stop. But I don't think that anybody has sat back and really looked at the amount of boys that have been kidnapped. I do see a breakthrough medically for endometriosis, which is good for people like me who have it. I don't know what it is, but I just hear a breakthrough for it. Interestingly enough, in 2026, people are going to be a lot more aware. Again, a new cycle. They're going to be more woke and being able to realize that the timeline is jumping. And they're going to be able to jump timelines, and they're going to be fully aware of it. The Mandela effect is real. The Mandela effect is left over from timeline jumping. And we are going to jump timelines about 3 times in the first month of 2026. So, no, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. Things are going on that are odd. And yes, you are jumping timelines. So just be more aware of that. Um, and then the last one is about Donald Trump. So this is a problem. I have seen a lot of people, a lot of psychics predict that Trump is going to be done in office, no matter what that means. Like, he might retire, he might medically retire, he might get kicked out of office, he might, there's a gamut of reasons why Donald Trump would not be president any longer. However, what we're left with is JD Vance. And I have a feeling that JD Vance is going to be much worse. And I am not pro-Trump at all, but I am really concerned about this because JD Vance is horrible. And I mean, so's Trump, so it's, picking the lesser of what evil. But people are manifesting this to happen. People are manifesting the situation where Donald Trump is going to no longer be in office. But they haven't thought through the process of what that actually means and who's going to replace him, because it's not like we're going to have an election and pick somebody else. It will be JD Vance. So it's just something to think about. All right, everybody, I am tired. That was a lot. And I hope that you at least watched until the end. I hope you enjoy the predictions. And if, like I said, if you have any that you want me to cover, please put them down in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, no matter what you celebrate or what you don't celebrate. I hope that you guys are doing well. Please stay safe. Please take care of your mental health. And until next time, every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.